and welcome back to So This is Thailand. Now before we hear about Valerie's talk with Kun Nigel in Pattaya, I know Pattaya from my childhood was almost like Hua Hin, very underdeveloped. If I date myself, 25 years ago.
How many years ago was that?
We'll just edit out that number if we can.
Pattaya in my childhood was, there used to be, small bungalows and things like that where you could go and stay. And now it's full of high-rise hotels.
Are you impressed with Pattaya?
I used to think that it was very, it was kind of on the seedy side and also dirty beaches because there was no construction or no kind of laws. Everyone was dumping their dirty water into the sea. But I think as of 5 years ago, I took my uncle there and it is cleaned up a lot. I was impressed. When you look at the beach from a long way away, it's actually blue and not gray.
Yeah, I think this is the same opinion that that Nigel Cornick has, who is the head of Kingdom Property. Interesting that he's actually going to develop one of the very big property down there on the south side of of Pattaya, because he believes there's a huge potential for not only foreigners who want to live down there, but also to Thais as well. He talks mainly about Pattaya, but there's also, don't forget, Jomtien that's being considered. So let's have a listen to what he has to say. Buying property in Thailand, either to live yourself, to have as a beach home, or in fact to invest. Many questions abound. What price should you buy? Is it easy to resell? Where should you buy? Now, I don't know what it is, but over the last year or two, there's been many properties developed in Pattaya. It seems to be a growing market, and one particular developer is very gung-ho about the market. We thought we'd take the opportunity to talk to Nigel Cornick, who is the Managing Director of Kingdom Property. He's in fact building a project that's going to be huge, also priced very well. We're going to find out why Pattaya, why the number of units, and what the area has to offer. Join me. For a number of years. Why are you so gung-ho about Pattaya's real estate market?
If you look back over the last 10 years, it's been a progression towards prosperity for Chonburi. The airport, I think, was one of the catalysts. Moving it to the eastern side of the city has basically drawn everyone to that direction. So now, for example, you can get from the airport to Pattaya in an hour. Hardly takes you any longer than that. Whereas a few years ago, it was a trek right across town, and you'd probably be looking at 3 hours. So I think that's one of the factors, together with the industrial expansion of the eastern seaboard, with the automotive industry, and unfortunately with what happened in Japan with the tsunami, I think it focused the Japanese on having to have second backup component manufacturers. So we're seeing a lot of new interest in setting up new businesses there. Then unfortunately the floods of last year have also moved people's thinking away from Ayutthaya and those areas, because the reality is there's probably going to be more floods until they can resolve the issue. So all in all, the prosperity of Chonburi.
What about the pricing of your project? I mean, in that particular area there is, well, not that area, but in Pattaya there's the high prices of the ones on Naklua and Wongamat. Where are you going to actually position the price of your project?
I think the good news is that there's a lot of land in Pattaya. Now, that doesn't mean to say there's necessarily a lot of land in the centre of Pattaya, but you can see that the developments going on in the southern parts of Jomtien, there's significant parcels of land still to be developed. So I think as long as that is the case, then I don't think prices for probably the low to mid-range are going to change.
South Point, which is your project, is it a beachfront?
It's not beachfront, but it's about 100 metres from the Prakamnak, from the Cozy
Easy
Beach.
walking.
Yeah, that's right. And I think, again, that area is sandwiched in between Pattaya City and Jomtien, and it was always a popular area in the past with the Thais. The Royal Varuna Yacht Club is there. and we see that as one of I suppose one of the attractions that is historically, it has been a place where Thais have lived and have wanted to buy real estate.
I'm curious because we're never quite sure, where is the market coming from, do you think, that's going to buy in Pattaya your property?
I would say in terms of the foreign market, definitely the Russians. I think there's no question about that, and that's going to continue. I think we've seen a drop-off in terms of other European, for example, the UK and Germany. Those were quite strong markets, whilst their currencies were strong. But we've seen quite a big dip in the UK demand.
What about the Thai market? I mean, are the Thais actually going to buy in Pattaya?
If you look at the developers that have moved into the market, LPN, Sanseries, Superlai, Land and House, Quality House, I think they're moving there because they recognise that there is a demand for Thais. Now, how that is translated into the type of properties being built, it's generally fair to say it's the smaller, more affordable condominiums that they are building. But I think the floods unfortunately focused people's attention a lot more on Pattaya than perhaps they had done previous to that.
Looks as though your timing's perfect.
I think the timing for Pattaya is perfect.
The question is going to be for the expats watching the program is, yes, if I buy there, how difficult is it to resell? Or how difficult is it to rent? What's your advice?
Well, I think anyone who's buying the right product at the beginning is pretty much guaranteed to get a resale opportunity in the future. I think that the problem is if you buy in a location which is not so good, where there's thousands of competing stock, you're going to have problems. So I think it's a question of buying in the right place, the right product, and then I think the resales in the future, provided the pricing is right, is okay.
Do you think that some of the buyers, or many of the buyers, will actually be investors that are buying to either sell on or are buying to rent out?
No, I think a percentage. The rental market in Pattaya is very strong. In fact, the rents are higher than in Bangkok. So I think from that perspective, the investment opportunity is very good.
What sort of facilities today, or what sort of considerations today do you have that you need to actually put into a property when you're developing it?
Oh, I think they're very focused on the ability to access internet. I think to some extent also the energy conservation. So I think that people generally are looking for a higher standard of product that perhaps needs less maintenance.
Can you give us an indication about how much per square metre are you going to sell your properties at South Point?
I would imagine we'll start at around 60 to 65,000 baht per square metre.
Yeah, okay. Because some of the properties are a lot higher than that have been launched up in Naklua and Wongamat.
Yeah, I think realistically, if we were actually on the beach, which we're not, but we have views, then you would be able to command up to 100 and probably 100 plus. But the views from the upper levels will, I think, push up that price above probably to 75, 80.
So I guess these apartments are generally going to be a lot smaller.
What we've seen in Pattaya is there's definitely a market between 30 to 80 square metres. Above that it becomes a lot harder.
I'm interested because you actually talk about Pattaya, but you don't talk about Jomtien. Is there no market possibility in Jomtien?
I think Jomtien is such a long stretch, and it depends where in Jomtien. I think there's pockets of Jomtien which are very interesting. Conversely, there are areas that, frankly, I wouldn't be prepared to commit a development to.
In terms of the infrastructure around the area, are there new retail outlets being opened, new shopping centres? What's happening around the area?
Obviously, there's a couple of water parks, big water parks.
Oh, that's right, coming soon, yeah.
One being developed by the Russians, and so
Russians?
that's Russians, yes, Russians.
Well, now you hear it first on, so this is Thailand.
So it's called Ramayana.
Oh, okay.
There are shopping centres being built as you move out of Jomtien. So no, there's definitely, as the developments increase, and so too will the infrastructure.
Nigel, this is your big chance. Why don't you tell the expats, is it a good time to buy or is it not a good time to buy?
I think Pattaya, as you say, got a stigma, but I think that's being eradicated. There's a lot more families going to Pattaya. Most of the Russian tourists are there with their families. We've got the Indian market opening up. So I think it's changing, and it will continue to change for the better.
And you know, the management of the building in Thailand isn't always an issue, because they're not kept as nicely as they are at the beginning. What are you as Kingdom Property going to do about that?
Well, you've got to set the rules and regulations right from the beginning, and then you really need to have a committee that is focused on working and maintaining the standard of their building. If you don't have that, then it becomes very difficult.
The obvious question is, are you going to buy there yourself?
Of course.
On the penthouse, right?
No, I can't afford the penthouse. The next project,
The
maybe.
next project, okay. If this one goes well. Nigel, thanks again for joining us. And, you know, Pattaya has got, it's so close to the airport, it's so close to Bangkok. You may recall that we spoke to Anders Norman earlier in the week, and he spoke about how it's only so quick to Pattaya now as it used to be. So, you know, can be a nice weekend away and only takes you an hour and a half to get there. Is that right?
Exactly.
Every success with South Point.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome once again to Snook.
The best part of Seoul. This is Thailand.
I'm Nick.
I'm PK. This is Thailand. This is the best country in the world. I'm sorry. I'm trying to tell you, man.
It's fun. It's a fun city to be in.
It is a fun city to be in. So all the expats watching out there, just want to say, you know, enjoy yourself while you're here.
And yeah, especially when you're in Thailand, just go ahead and have fun, man. Don't be stressed out on a lot of work or anything. Just enjoy.
But we do understand that you got a lot of work under your belt, so you might not have time to catch up on all the latest music today.
Gossip, anything like that?
Today we'll talk about music on the Billboard chart.
Yeah, let's go with U.S.
Okay,
Billboard.
since
See what we
we're
got.
Americans anyway.
Yeah.
So what's on? What's
Wanna do the rundown for him real
all right.
quick?
So what's on
we
the
got
top
3
10?
minutes. I'm gonna pick it up and read it for you right here.
Wow.
Because I did the homework for you. Too.
Okay. What's on the top 10?
Well, top 10. Let's go with number 10. It's Blow Me.
Ew.
One Last Kiss.
You mean the song?
Your song.
Okay.
Song.
You just said "Blow Me"
Yeah, by Pink.
by Pink.
Right.
That's a
You
good
got-
song. That's a good song, man.
Number 9 is
Yep.
Scream.
By
Usher.
I love Usher, man.
That's your man right there.
Yeah,
you
Usher,
like that?
Usher's cool. Did you see what happened with him and his ex-wife? Right?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, very hardcore. And also his stepson
Son just passed away.
passed away too. All right.
All right, and number 8, Titanium.
By
Not our Titanium, not Thailand Titanium.
Mm.
It's a group, Titanium, by David
Guetta,
Guetta, featuring Sai.
Sia.
Is it Sia?
Sia.
Sia?
Sia. Well, it's out of your range.
Sai.
Sia. It's David Guetta, which he'll be performing live in Thailand sometimes in the early 2013. See, I know my stuff.
Good. And do the next one.
Fine. Number 7. Number 7. Where Have You Been by Rihanna. Finally met the girl. Shake her hand.
She's pretty too, man.
She's very pretty.
You like that? Give me this back.
I went to do the interview for Battleship
Uh-huh.
a couple months ago back in Japan. Go ahead.
All right, let's go number 6 is somebody that I used to know.
You like that? Gautier featuring Kimbra. Somebody you used to know from England. Okay, go ahead.
You do this every day anyway, right?
I'm
In
a
the
radio
morning?
DJ.
Yeah.
8 to 10 a.m.
Yeah,
at 89 FM.
Yeah, plug it in.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a time. Okay, no.
Okay. All right, number 5, Lights by
Ellie Goulding. Number 4,
Whistle.
Whistle by
Flo
Flo Rida.
Rida.
Number 3, Payphone by my man
Maroon
Maroon
5.
5 featuring Wiz Khalifa.
And number 2 is Wide Awake by Katy Perry.
And number 1, Call Me Maybe.
Carly Rae. Carly Rae.
Carly Rae Jepsen. She's
You know-
you know who she is, right? Under the same label as what's her kid name? Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, and Justin Bieber actually was in her video,
She's pretty too.
and
you
that's
see
that's what made it so
that? I'm
famous.
surprised you didn't see the pretty women.
No,
Pretty.
but no, I did, man.
Oh,
But did you see her without the makeup?
No,
Oh yeah.
you like that?
No. Trust me, no, man.
No?
No, but anyway, Carly Rae Jepsen, she got blown up big because of the help of Justin Bieber and also Selena Gomez in the video. So go to YouTube, log on to YouTube and just type in Call Me Maybe. You have all the covers and all the brand new rendition of it. But the original, you got Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez right in it. That's why she got big. And she actually opens for Justin Bieber.
And you know what? All the information you're getting here. So when you're in the office or anything, you stand by your water cooler or your
Right,
coffee. At least you know you're not out of the trend.
True.
You know who's singing and you know what's on the top 10 list or stuff like
You
that.
can just tell your crew, say, hey, I watched PK and Nick, and they kept saying, call me maybe. Here's my number. if you don't want to see two guys reading off the script, just go to billboards.com. That's
Well,
it.
but no, don't forget about Madonna though.
What's up, Madonna?
Her, her world tour.
Oh, that's right. You got a concert. It's coming to Thailand?
No. It's well, hopefully, but the thing is, right now they're opening up in Tel Aviv.
Oh, right. So I guess we're gonna wait. Or if you got money, just fly there and go check it out.
But you know what? You know when they opened up in Tel Aviv, she walked on the stage with an AK-47 and a pistol.
Really?
Yeah. So it's supposed to be about peace, but I don't know what's all that about.
Wow. All right. See you next time. Listen up. This is PK. This is Nick.
I'm out.
Have a good day.